precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Jay Yogaraj and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. GCE Ordinary Level Examination 2023 commences today. A total of 452,979 candidates, including 387,648 school candidates and 65,331 private candidates, are expected to sit the GCE O-Level examination this year. Sri Lanka, UK to convene second strategic dialogue in Colombo this week. Health Minister says the country has shown tremendous improvement in health sector despite economic struggle. The Police Special Task Force has commenced special investigations on robberies of vehicles and jewellery. Re-scrutinized results of 2022-2023 A-Level exams released. Nagapattinam KKS ferry service resumes on 13th of May. News overseas, Chinese leader Xi Jinping arrives in Paris to hold talks with French President Macron. In sports, Sri Lanka women qualifies for T20 World Cup. Local news in detail now. The GCE Ordinary Level Examination 2023-2024 will begin at 3,527 countrywide centres today and will be continued until the 15th of May, Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said. A total of 452,979 candidates, including 387,648 school candidates and 65,331 private candidates, are expected to sit the examination this year, he said. According to him, 535 coordination centres and 33 regional collection centres will be operative countrywide during the period of the examination. In case a candidate is unable to reach his examination centre in time due to a natural disaster or rain, they should contact the hotline 117 and inform them of the difficulty in order to receive necessary instructions from the department. This year, 7 prison inmates will also sit the GCE Ordinary Level Examination, and 6 of them are from the Sunita School of Vataraka Prison. The examination department has set up a special examination centre in the Vataraka prison in order to facilitate them. However, prison media spokesperson Commissioner Gamini Disanayaka said 2 of the 6 candidates from the Vataraka prison have already been released from custody, but they will sit the examination at the special centre and they had applied for the examination from the prison before their release. The passenger ferry service between Nagapattinam in India and Kankesanthurei, which was launched in October 2023 by the Shipping Corporation of India, will resume on May 13, 2024. The ferry service will be operated by a private operator, Ind Shri Ferry Services, selected by SCI in consultation with the government of Sri Lanka. The Indian government has decided to bear the cost towards applicable taxes and other charges of over 25 million rupees per month for 1 year to make the service affordable and attractive for passengers. Sri Lanka has reduced the deviation tax currently charged to passengers leaving Sri Lanka by passenger vessels and ships. The Indian government also extended a grant of $63.65 million to GOSL for rehabilitation of the KKS harbour, which was earlier envisaged to be undertaken under a line of credit. This is in keeping with India's commitment to Sri Lanka's economic recovery and its march towards progress and prosperity, along with and in close collaboration with India. Health Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathirana said the country has shown tremendous improvement in health sector despite economic struggle. The average lifespan has increased up to 79 years. However, US is still at 78. Therefore, Sri Lanka has shown good improvement when compared to developed nations. Japan has a lifespan of 83 years. The minister made these remarks at a function held at LPTA yesterday. The re-scrutinized results of 2022-2023 Ordinary Level Examination have been released. Accordingly, the re-scrutinized results can be viewed via the exam department's official websites www.doenets.lk or www.results.exams.gov.lk, the Department of Examinations announced. The Exams Department said that it received 49,312 applications in total for the re-scrutiny of exam results, and 250,311 answer sheets were re-scrutinized accordingly. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home. A special committee has been established to study on providing free tourism visas to certain countries. The main objective is to improve the tourism industry. The committee consists of a ministry secretary, senior assistant secretary and a chairman. The committee will make a feasibility study on the matter and present it to the tourism minister for further action. The committee will also focus on the international visa standards when granting free visas to certain countries. The Police Special Task Force has commenced special investigations on robberies of vehicles and jewellery. Complaints have been received from many houses that the jewellery and other valuable items stolen from houses. A special operation of STF will be conducted from 1st of this month to the end of July. The police stations will make use of 60% of personnel for this purpose. A suspect was arrested recently with 19 gold chains. Many such incidents are reported from Nugegoda, Panadura and Kaluthara areas. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala.
The second meeting of the strategic dialogue between Sri Lanka and United Kingdom is scheduled to be held in Colombo tomorrow, the 7th of May, at the senior officials level. The meeting will review developments in foreign and security policies as well as progress in the areas of bilateral engagement, including trade, investment, tourism, climate change, environment protection, migration and maritime cooperation, among others. The meeting will also take stock of cooperation by the two countries at international fora, including at the United Nations and Commonwealth. Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom celebrated 75 years of diplomatic relations in 2023. The visit of Her Royal Highness Princess Anne this year to commemorate this occasion underscored the importance of our enduring friendship. At the second strategic dialogue, the Sri Lanka delegation will be led by Director General Europe and North America of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Shobhini Gunasekara. It includes bilateral talks with Foreign Secretary Aruni Vijayawardena. The UK side will be led by Director India and Indian Ocean Directorate at Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, Ben Mellor, and will comprise of High Commissioner Andrew Patrick, head of Sri Lanka team in the FCDO, Humaira Haitha, and the High Commission officials, along with officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other relevant government agencies.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala.
And on Watch Live, the temperature felt on human body is expected to increase up to extreme caution level at some places in northern, north-central, northwestern and eastern provinces and in the Monaragala district, and that value is expected to increase up to caution level at some places in western Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces and Matare district, the meteorological department said. Authorities warned people to stay hydrated and take breaks in the shade as often as possible, check up on the elderly and the sick, not to leave children unattended, limit strenuous and outdoor activities, find shade and stay hydrated, and wear lightweight and white or light-colored clothing. That's on Watchlight. Moving on to world news headlines. Chinese leader Xi Jinping arrives in Paris to hold talks with French President Macron. Hamas departs Egypt, leaving ceasefire negotiations with Israel unclear. Netanyahu government decides to close Al Jazeera offices in Israel. World news in detail. Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Paris, the first leg of his three-nation European tour, on Sunday. He is to hold talks with French President Emmanuel Macron on Monday. The Chinese Foreign Minister says Xi issued a written statement saying he hopes the visit will help cement the long-standing friendship between China and France and open a brighter future for bilateral relations. It is Xi's first trip to Europe in 5 years. He will also go to Serbia and Hungary through Friday. Hamas representatives have said they are leaving Egypt, where negotiations with Israel on a Gaza ceasefire and hostage releases have been taking place. The Islamic group said on Sunday that the latest round of negotiations has ended and its delegation was leaving Cairo after handing its reply to an Israeli proposal to mediators. Egypt is one of the mediators of the talks. Before the announcement, Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh reiterated that any agreement requires a complete ceasefire. Finally, on world news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his government has decided to close the local operations of satellite TV network Al Jazeera. Netanyahu made the announcement on social media on Sunday, describing the Qatar-based media organization as an incitement channel. Al Jazeera issued a statement later in the day condemning the Israeli decision. It says Israel's ongoing suppression of the free press, seen as an effort to conceal its actions in the Gaza Strip, stands in contravention of international and humanitarian law. That's on World News.
Development News.
NDB Wealth Management Limited, a private sector asset management company in Sri Lanka, has embarked on a strategic collaboration with Enventures Pte Limited, a Singapore-based venture capital fund specializing in B2B startups in South and Southeast Asia. This partnership aims to catalyze the growth of both local and global startups to the inception of the Founders Circle initiative by Enventures. The inaugural private networking event held recently served as a nexus between high net worth clients of NDB Wealth and the founders of 7 select companies from Enventures startup portfolio representing Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh and the UK. That's on Development News.
Moving on with sports news.
The Sri Lanka women's team, led by Chamariyatha Pattu, put up a superb team effort to beat UAE by 15 runs in the semi-final of the T20 Women's World Cup qualifying cricket fixture held in Abu Dhabi yesterday. Despite UAE's best efforts, they could only manage to score 134 for 7 in their allotted 20 overs while chasing a target of 150 runs set by Sri Lanka. With this win, Sri Lanka has qualified for the final against Scotland, which will take place tomorrow. Both teams have also secured a place in the ICC T20 World Cup, which is scheduled to start in October in Bangladesh.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sunshine Healthcare Lanka, the healthcare arm of the diversified conglomerate Sunshine Holdings PLC, has entered into an agreement for a proposed equity investment of up to 3,720 million rupees by the International Finance Corporation, a member of the World Bank. Subject to satisfaction of conditions, IFC will own approximately 14.7% stake in SHL.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, maintaining Sri Lanka's ongoing economic reforms is vital to prevent future crises, said Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for Asia, Robert Caproth, at a bilateral engagement held with State Minister of Finance Shahan Singha in Tbilisi on the sidelines of the ADB 57th annual meeting held in Georgia. The progress of debt restructuring was discussed at length, and Caproth said that the United States of America will give maximum support to Sri Lanka. The importance of continuation with the reforms was also highlighted. That's on economic news.
Weather report.
And on the weather update, the Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in western Sabaragamuwa and central provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts after 2 p.m. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in northwestern and north central provinces and in Mannar, Vavuniya and Mullaitivu districts during the afternoon and night. A few showers may occur over the coastal areas of Puttalam to Galle via Colombo during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central and Sabaragamu provinces during the morning. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. And before we bind up the bulletin of news, back to the headlines. GCE Ordinary Level Examination 2023 commences today. A total of 452,979 candidates, including 387,648 school candidates and 65,331 private candidates, are expected to sit the GCE O-Level examination this year. Sri Lanka, UK to convene second strategic dialogue in Colombo this week. Health Minister says the country has shown tremendous improvement in health sector despite economic struggle. The Police Special Task Force has commenced special investigations on robberies of vehicles and jewellery. Re-scrutinized results of 2023-2022 A-Level exam released. Nagapattinam KKS ferry service resumes on the 13th of May. News overseas, Chinese leader Xi Jinping arrives in Paris to hold talks with French President Macron. In sports news, Sri Lanka women qualifies for T20 World Cup. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news. You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka, a minute past 7 it is.